Hello, Nintendo enthusiasts, and welcome to the podcast Class vs. Crass. I'm your host, or one of your hosts, Jason Lapine, and tonight joining me is Mr. Crass himself, Sean Long. How's it going?
Hello.
As you can see, we're definitely upping the value of this podcast.
Or the production. It's through the roof.
All right, let's kill this background. All right, so it's been so long. It's been 2 weeks since we've been here.
I know.
You miss it?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun.
It is. I missed it greatly. I miss talking about Nintendo news with someone like you. So where to start? We haven't been here in like oh yeah. I guess we're not going to be keeping this monocle and mustache the whole time.
Really?
I don't know. Okay, 5 minutes. So where do you want to start? There's a lot.
I guess man. Project Cars. Go ahead and get it out of the way. You're going first.
Project Cars. I wish I had a mustache like this. I could just not a fan of them anymore. Like, they completely bombed. I can't look at myself with this. I have to take it off a little here. Sorry. There was the mustache. There was the monocle. So Project Cars, anyone who doesn't know, it was coming to all platforms. It was mostly anticipated for Wii U. It was a crowdfunded project too, right?
To some degree, yes.
Right. It was a realistic racer, basically. Didn't Cars stand for like community or something? Anyway, it looked great. And now it's officially canceled or just delayed unknowingly?
It might as well be. It might as well be canceled.
Right. So, I mean, they've been dropping the ball on this the whole time. Last year, they were saying, oh, it's coming to all platforms except and Wii U later on. A huge delay. Now they're like, it doesn't work well on the Wii U. Maybe we'll just bring it out on the NX, which is pretty much BS because the NX is so far away. This game will become irrelevant by then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Right? Yeah. I like dogs.
Yeah. So this was a game that you cared about, though. Like myself, I got Mario Kart. I don't care about Project Cars. I don't need it. I don't want it.
Here's what pisses me off. Don't piss on my leg and then tell me it's raining. You know what I'm saying? Like, I interviewed them last year. Like I said in Week in Review. I interviewed them in, I think it was January or February of 2014. And you're going to sit there and tell me in January or February 2014 how great it looks, how great it's running. And then you're going to tell me, oh, no, never mind. The game's not coming out because it's not running well. So was it running well at one time and then you mucked it up with the code? Or was it never running in the first place? You never saw a picture of it. You never saw a video of it. So how far along was it? Did it even exist? Like, I cannot stand someone who lies to me. And that's basically what they did, is they lied to me. And it's like, you know, if you don't have any interest in putting the game out for the system, if you're not working on the game, don't take the interview with me. It could have been a simple, oh no, we're kind of tied up right now. But you took time to do an interview with me, and now all of a sudden everything you told me in the interview was bullshit. And that pisses me off.
It wasn't just you though. I do recall seeing quotes from Slightly Mad Studios much later than last year in January, indicating that like the weather system was working great on the Wii U. It was just looking stunning. Like this wasn't just a one-time thing that was said to you in January. This was kind of the general consensus, I think, in the news 6-7 months later.
And don't worry about when they initially delayed it. Don't worry about the Wii U version. It's still coming. It's like, piss off, dude. Like, and then you're gonna get an attitude about it. The dude's gonna get an attitude about people asking him shit. It's like, well, what do you expect? What do you expect? Right. Like, it's like they're a bunch of dumbasses. Like, they don't understand. Like, they don't understand how things work. Like, if you say you're going to do something, you hype it up for 2 years, and then all of a sudden you say, oh, no, we're not going to do it, and people get pissed off. Like, that's a normal reaction. And then they're just like, well, you know, this is typical of Nintendo fans. It's like, no, do the same shit on the PS4 and watch what Sony fans do. Do it on the Xbox One and watch what they do. It's just, man, it's just, like, I have a list of people, you know of my list, of people that I will punch in the face, and now I'm gonna have to add these people to the list, and I didn't want to.
I used to be on that list.
Still might be,
maybe.
But yeah. Oh man, hold on. Let me redo that. All right, take two. Go ahead and say it again.
Let's not abuse it.
You still might be. But yeah, it's just. The whole situation is asinine, absolutely asinine.
All right, so before we do go further, I totally messed up the intro because I had a few things I did want to say before we got into it, too deep into the news stuff. What was the first thing? We'll be talking about Splatoon for sure. We're all into that, but we do have a hidden giveaway. Not sure it's going to be given away if we hit a certain amount of viewers. Not going to say what that amount is, and it's not a North American code in the Humble Bundle. This is something else. So there's a little tease for you guys. If we hit the hidden milestone, we'll do a draw raffle or something. You guys can win something cool. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, so make sure you share the video so that way you don't have to worry about us hitting the goal. Because we'll let you know when we hit it. So share the video around, get more people watching, and then when we see that number hit, boom, happens.
Right. I don't know how we're going to draw it. We'll figure it out when we get there. The other thing, Sean, just want to make sure your bandwidth usage, we forgot to do this on the back end, is set to medium so that we don't get laggy screens or stuff. So just double check that because I saw some complaints.
My default to
Okay. Yeah, so Project Cars, is it work? There's a few things, I'm curious because they did do a poll last year of what platform people want to see it on, and the Wii U
Jason, you just completely froze on.
Oh, shit.
Okay, you're back.
You're fine. Yeah, a unanimous poll was showing that over 30% of people wanted it on the Wii U.
That poll, I believe, was from late spring, early summer last year. And that was a community poll that they posted on their website.
Right. So obviously people wanted it, but they saw the waters. They saw that it was, like, to play devil's advocate, yeah, the Wii U has the lowest install base. It has the worst reputation of all the consoles. Of course, it's a scary thing. But if you have a very vocal community supporting it, I mean, you need to cater to that.
My thing is just say that. Just say, if you want to, here's the thing. They want to act like a big boy company, but they don't want to say what the big boy companies do. They want to act like EA. Like EA will just flat out say, no, screw your system. Ubisoft, for as much shit as I give them, they'll say, no, screw your system. Yeah. But then they're like, it's coming. Oh, blue balls. You're not getting it. It's like, come on, dude. Just say it.
Yeah. So poor PR. It's all down to that. Poor PR.
Well, the thing is, they don't have PR. Their PR is the developers, and they're just going saying whatever the hell they want on different, social medias and stuff. And it's like, dude, are you that dense? Like, oh my God.
The worst quote that I remember seeing was, again, a year ago, when they were saying, oh, Nintendo fans have Mario Kart to play. They can enjoy themselves with that. You recall that? It was something, I'm paraphrasing, but.
Yeah, like, and people want to blame Bandai Namco. They think Bandai Namco has something to do with it. I don't. I really don't, because Bandai Namco is in the business of making money. So I would think Bandai Namco would want it on as many platforms as possible. And if the game was running as great as they've been saying all along, Bandai Namco wouldn't give two shits. They'd be like, great, put it out, whatever.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
You know what? Santiago raises a good point. Fast Racing Neo and 90s Arcade Racer. Two great looking games coming to the Wii U. Who needs Project Cars? We've got the 90s Racer, which we all know how is affecting you in your hype level. And Fast Racing Neo just looks disgusting. Like it looks disgustingly good. It's just so crisp.
But they're not Sims though. I enjoy racing sims.
Yeah.
And you'll have multiple camera angles with the Wii U gamepad. The Wii U gamepad will be a steering wheel. Just thinking about it pisses me off so much. Like, just piss off, man.
Yeah, anyway, enough breath spent on them. Splatoon's out. And everyone here in the chat has played it, I hope. Now, not everyone. Who am I kidding? Most people probably played it by now. So it's glad that we can finally share Splatoon experience with you guys, because obviously we've been reviewing it, so we know how good the game is. But yeah, we haven't had the chance to even talk about it because we haven't had a podcast in two weeks. You've been playing a lot of Splatoon lately? Sure.
Yeah, I played it a majority of the day today after I got done filming.
Were you surprised at the feedback on your review? Because you were one of the lowest scoring reviewers out there, like out of the big sites. We're gonna say we're a big site. Out of the big sites, we gave it a 77.5.
Yeah.
Were you expecting that kind of backlash? What were your expectations of other scores?
Actually, to be perfectly honest, I almost thought I was scoring it too high. See, when things have an embargo, you don't really that's pretty much the most honest review score you'll see, because nobody has anything to stack it up against, and you don't have any preconceived notions. So I honestly expected a lot of 6s, to be honest with you, just because of the I mean, at the end of the day, 5 maps, 2 modes, and an online shooter. Now, that doesn't mean the game isn't fun. That doesn't mean the game doesn't look good. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to play the hell out of the game. But at some point in time, you have to realize that, there's 5 maps and 2 modes. So I thought 7.5 was generous. I thought it was a very solid score. If I had to review it again, like today, after, everyone else has reviewed it, I would give it the same score.
I thought it was perfect. I thought it was a perfect score, and I was surprised personally at the 8s, not the 8s so much, but the 9s and the 9.5s. It's a fun game. Like, there's no denying how fun it is, but there is a lot of content missing at the beginning. Like the fact that we can't have our team class versus team Crass Splatoon face-off right away, that we have to wait till August. That's just really shitty.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to re-review it in August.
But we're going to re-review as like a DLC kind of.
Yeah,
we're not
yeah.
re-reviewing the game itself.
No. I mean, the game itself is fine. It's just there's not content. So once there is content, you kind of reassess the situation. But yeah, I mean, it's fun as hell. I've been playing. I mean, I played it for 2 weeks now, and I'm not necessarily bored with it or anything, but I guess it sort of depends when they're going to release all the content is when, people will start getting bored with it. But, it's a very good game. And the 7.5 means that's a friggin' thing. Now you're going to get me off topic. We live in a video game world where 7.5 is not a good score anymore. If it's not a 9 or a 10, this game's bullshit. Like, no. What is in the middle of 10, of 1 to 10, what's in the middle?
5.
5 is average. 5 is the middle. Okay? Yep. Anything above a 5 is treading from average to above average to good to very good to great to superb. Something like that. Okay?
Right.
So people just get so hung up on these review scores. Like, at the end of the day, it's my opinion of the game. I'm one person. I'm not really anyone special. So, if you want to give the game 1,000 out of 10, great. That's awesome. I will respect your decision. But, people just people get so hung up on review scores. And Nintendo doesn't necessarily help that with their promotion of Metacritic. But, it is what it is. You make a good game, it'll get a good score. You make a bad game, it'll get a bad score. Simple as that.
Right. Or you make a game that's lacking content, you're going to get docked a few points.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to try the Amiibo stuff? Because I did not Like even I only got the amiibos yesterday, so I didn't get to try the amiibo challenges till yesterday.
No.
You haven't tried them?
No, I have. I've tried them a little bit. I tried them just to try them, to see, what they were like, but I didn't really get in depth with it.
So you have no interest in the costumes?
Not really.
The 3 costumes? They're pretty cool.
I mean, it's cool. Yeah, I mean, they're cool, but I got the Squid Girl amiibo. So, I mean, I was just more interested in the challenges themselves because you can earn coins for, to get more weapons and whatnot. So, I mean, that's cool, and it's neat.
Yeah, someone's asking here. We got Billy asking, will they be adding more local multiplayer modes for Splatoon? I don't think local multiplayer is going to have any new modes.
They haven't said yes or no. That would seem more like a bigger undertaking than just modifying a turf war into a team deathmatch or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's not to say that they won't, but I have not heard either way about that. They're actually been pretty secretive about
the DLC.
The DLC. I expect to see a lot of batshit crazy levels and stuff like that. I will be interested to see how often we see levels and whatnot, because I mean, people are going to get bored with 5. So now, granted, like I said in my review, you don't really focus so much on the levels in turf mode, just more on where to paint. But still, I mean, you're still going to master. Like, I've already mastered strategies, and in certain levels, I know where to go and where to be at all times. So
yeah,
that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Someone else was mentioning the Splatoon. Nintendo is really ramping up their marketing with Splatoon. We're seeing very similar marketing strategies as we did with Mario Kart 8 last year. Nintendo, was pushing Mario Kart a lot. And I just actually saw a picture here in Toronto. I don't know if there's any of our viewers who are familiar with Toronto, but one of our biggest malls is the Eaton Center, and there's a big fountain in there that shoots water up like 3 stories high. There's actually Splatoon signs inside that fountain. Like, there's the Inkling Girl and a squid, and then there's a big sign that says Splatoon. I've never seen anyone advertise in that fountain, so I'm really surprised that Nintendo actually did that. Like, that's a lot of visibility.
Yeah, did you see? Are you talking about Re-Rez's pick?
Yeah, it was Re-Rez's pick. Yeah, that's right, I saw it.
Did you see what Wood said on it? It was so funny. It was like, it looks like a bunch of guys are peeing into the fountain because of the angle of the picture.
It does, yeah. So this fountain is, imagine, you got a fountain in the middle, and there's no water at first, and then there's like,
hey, wait. Isn't there a way to show the viewers the picture of what you were talking about?
It's not clean. So yeah, Sean and I have been looking into this YouTube live stuff to make it a little bit more interactive and fun. Geez. I have to share my whole screen, then you guys get to see everything. Okay, let's try this. We're gonna try this. We're gonna try to show this.
Don't care about your furry porn. It'll be okay.
All my furry porn is gonna be seen. Let's see if this works. You gotta let me know though, because I don't always see.
I'm looking.
All right, you guys see the fountain?
No, I see a black screen.
Wow, so this is not working very well.
No, okay.
Okay, we're gonna do more tests. More tests on the when we're not live.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so big marketing. Are you seeing anything in your end or anything interesting, Splatoon wise?
Huh? What was the question?
Are you seeing any kind of interesting marketing in the U.S. for Splatoon?
Oh, I saw a GameStop. I don't know about my local GameStop because I don't ever go there, but I saw GameStop had some cool stuff. They're doing the Splatoon takeover tomorrow in New York City, which should be cool. And they're doing a good job. I kind of think some of it has. I mean, they got a Snapchat for Splatoon or for Nintendo World Championship updates, which isn't Splatoon, but it's still marketing based. Very interesting the way they've been doing stuff lately. Don't know if it's because of that new guy, but Bowser. But you know, it's interesting.
I don't think he came in with like we got a question about.
You're cutting off terribly.
Oh man, someone is asking here. Tony Economic Huron is asking, what are your thoughts on Nintendo's apology to Splatoon being sold out in Japan?
You want to know my thoughts?
Well, the question is, we're pitching it to both of us. We'll go with your thoughts first, since I picked up the question.
Well, these are my thoughts.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, you know, it is what. Look, I don't think that Nintendo really anticipated. Like, yes, they marketed the hell out of the game in their own unique way, but I don't necessarily think they anticipated the demand to be as high as it has been, and the critic scores as high as it has been, simply because. I mean, the most obvious thing to me is because of the embargo.
Yeah, the embargo was very tight.
The embargo was very tight. You got to figure Nintendo usually is a week or more before the release of the game with their embargoes. Splatoon, you could not post a review until Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. So that's 2 days before release. So I don't necessarily think that Nintendo really thought it would be as successful as it has been, and it's a good thing that it has been. But I don't know. I guess maybe the demand is actually higher. That global test fire shit, I think, helped tremendously. Like, that was freaking killer for them. That was probably the smart. That right there was the smartest marketing they did, because they gave. That's like giving someone down on their luck a sample of crack, and then giving them another sample of crack, and then they're gonna be wanting the crack. So
for sure,
analogy there.
And always, resort to drug for analogies.
Right.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. I think we're on the same page for everything Splatoon. Nintendo, I think, might be a little bit surprised at their success. Is it a success, though? I mean, we're not going to know that until sales figures come out. It definitely seems to be very well received. But who knows? Honestly, I'm a little bit tired of talking about Splatoon because that's all I've been seeing and digesting for like 2-3 weeks.
Shit, yeah. I mean, I agree to some degree. I'm not tired of the game or anything. It's just
no, not the game. Just the media. Like, we got a guy on our channel who's been spamming Nintendo Enthusiast with all these Splatoon videos, and everywhere you go, Splatoon this, Splatoon that. It's just.
Are you talking about me? That commercial was dope as hell. That commercial should have went viral, and I was pissed that it didn't. That took me like an afternoon, and that's a lot for me.
All right, so we have two things in the chat room here. We've got someone's James Yoder. Sorry if I'm pronouncing anyone's names wrong. Asking about the Japanese Nintendo Direct tomorrow, so we can speculate on that. And we've also got Gold Liger asking for their last thoughts on E3 before the event. Although our last thoughts is really going to be next week. Oh my God, we're 3 weeks away from E3. It's so close. Do you want to take a shot at any of these? The Japanese Nintendo Direct?
No, Japanese Nintendo Direct, I literally have no idea what they're going to do. And to be perfectly honest, when there is a Japanese Direct, shut up, Fidel. I really don't tend to care as much, like, if at all. Just because, like, face it, Nintendo is broken up into 3 worlds: America, Europe, and Japan. So, like, all because they show something, like, cool in Japan, that has no merit on, what I'm going to see and what I'm going to be able to play, because I do not own a Japanese Wii U or a Japanese 3DS. So, whatever happens tomorrow, awesome. I'll be sure to cover it on NintendoEnthusiast.com. But as far as me personally caring, nah, I really don't.
Yeah, same here. if we're going to speculate, we're probably going to see a lot of 3DS news because 3DS is very hot in Japan. The Wii U is not that great in Japan. People don't play consoles there anymore, it seems, according to sales numbers. So you're getting burned in the comments, but I would say don't expect anything too exciting in a Japanese Nintendo Direct, simply because we haven't really seen anything exciting historically. Like usually you don't get anything, and if you do see something great, doesn't mean you're going to get it. So then you're excited for nothing.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm only 11.
What do you mean you're only 11?
That's what the nice guy in the chat room said.
Oh yes.
So I'll leave him be. I'll let the chat room handle him. What else? What was the other question?
It's E3 stuff, but we always get to that at the end. The speculations and junk. We did have another topic for today because something big happened last week, especially in the world of Nintendo Indies. You still with me?
Yeah, I'm just bringing my shit with me.
Oh, great. Cat's up. Yeah, so we saw Nintendo partner up with the Humble Bundle, where you can get an amazing, like, honestly, if anyone in North America or the Americas, period, has not purchased this Humble Bundle deal that Nintendo's offering, it's ridiculous. For $10, you can get some of the best indie games that you have available on the 3DS and the Wii U.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is a big thing. Aside from the package being good, like, this initiative with Nintendo, they've done it first. They beat PlayStation and Xbox. So we always say Nintendo's archaic and that they're always behind in their social platforms, or, we all know Nintendo. Come on. It takes a while for them to change things. So were you surprised to see this, for them to do something like this with a Humble Bundle package?
Surprised. Not really, but surprised that they are first, sort of. But you have to think of, of the dude who spearheaded the thing, who, he's on top of the stuff.
Mr. Baker?
Mr. Baker, yes. Mr. Baker is, Dan Adelman, much respect to him, love him, he's a good guy. But if I had to replace Dan Adelman with Damon Baker, sure, I'd do it.
So a little recap for those who, I always like to assume that our viewers don't know anything, no offense to you guys, but to educate the masses, Humble Bundle is a site where you pay what you want for a pack of games. And the Humble Bundle deal with Nintendo includes, so you get Guacamelee. Actually, how does this work? Hang on. Let me pull up the actual page. Yeah, you pay what you want, and then whatever you pay, you can either decide to give it to charity. You can either say, I want a certain percentage to go to the Humble Bundle site, or the people who put it together, or I want it to go straight to the developers. So in this case, I would assume some would go to the indie developers, and then Nintendo would take their cut. So the bundle comes right away with Guacamelee, which is an amazing game. It's priced $15 on its own. On the Wii U, you get Whoa Dave on the 3DS, Mighty Switch Force on the 3DS. If you pay $10 or more, you also get Stealthing 2 on the Wii U, Steam World Dig on the Wii U, which is another one I highly recommend, simply from me loving it. And pretty much for $10 more, you also get The Fall on the Wii U, Oli Oli on the Wii U and 3DS, Moon Chronicles Episode 1 on the 3DS. And then you're also going to get a whole bunch of new games this Tuesday, which is kind of a secret, but you're going to get new games if you pay more than $10. Yes. So, I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, awesome deal, awesome value. There's no real reason. Like, even if you own like half of the games, like, you're still coming out ahead. You're still coming out ahead in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, I mean, great deal. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. Definitely do hope to see more of that. I was surprised to see like games like Guacamelee in there.
Yeah, because Guacamelee is $15. That's expensive. I mean, they've raised a lot of money too. And you got to remember, Damon Baker, the guy who put all this together, put $500 out of his own pocket towards the thing. I mean, they've sold over 53,000 bundles. They've raised, almost $500,000. $500,000. Let's say these developers are getting half that. That's a good chunk of change. No matter how you slice it up. So,
and a lot of these games, what I love is so a lot of these games are not new releases. I think one of the Oli Oli is probably one of the most new. So all of them have pretty much. So when a game launches, you get your peak and then you get your tail. All of these games are in that tail form where they're trickling sales. So the fact that there's $500,000 worth to split among these people, like that is easy cash in a way, right? It's like a nice little extra payout.
Yeah, I mean, you really have nothing to lose if you're a developer. Like, why would it? Even if you're just doing it to get publicity, that's a hell of a lot of publicity. I mean, you got to figure how many times a developer does a code giveaway or something just to get publicity. So yeah, I mean, publicity plus getting a little money in your pocket plus getting people to talk about your game, that is good shit.
And I think we're going to see some more cool stuff coming simply because after this, I'm definitely looking. So I'm going to be at E3 and I'm going to be trying to hunt down Damon to get an interview with him. And he already teased that there's going to be something coming, but I have no idea what that is. So I'm really curious as to what they're going to be unveiling at E3.
Well, I mean, I think let's face it. You're not going to have some multi-plat game that's going to be showcased at E3 from Nintendo more than likely. So these indies are what is going to help. I don't want to say fluff because it sounds like padding, but it's going to help put more content into their presentation. And a lot of these games, like Don't Starve just came out. Don't Starve is a game I'm reviewing. Very high quality game. A lot of these, indie games are high quality stuff. So it'll be definitely interesting. I think they got some really big surprises. You got to remember, we haven't seen anything from Dementium coming to the 3DS, which I think will be, a very, very awesome game to see. You haven't seen Fast Racing Neo, which Sheenan has teased that you're going to see something there. So I think there's going to be a lot of top-notch indie games at E3 for Nintendo platforms, specifically for Nintendo platforms. And people are going to say, well, wow. Because, you got to figure, a lot of these third-party companies, like I have said for at least a year now, are starting to dwindle. Oh, no, they're not. Bullshit. Mobile gaming is the future. Get out of here with that. All these third-party companies are focusing their stuff on mobile gaming now. So now these indie companies are going to be the third parties, just like I said.
Yeah, and we're also probably going to see a huge surge of indie support for the new 3DS now that Unity was announced.
Yeah, forgot all about that.
Probably going to see some really exciting ports for the new 3DS. Because, I mean, if you can port Xenoblade to that, like, come on. You can port a lot of indie games. A lot of good ones.
And that's got, 53 million sold for, the platform, so.
New 3DS? Is that 53 million?
Oh, no, sorry. My apologies.
New 3DS. New 3DS.
Well, you can't even get FIFA on a platform with over 53 million sold. Piss off, EA. How freaking hard is it to put a new FIFA on the 3DS? Like, when you put them on the DS, 9 times out of 10, all you did was update the rosters. Update the rosters, put some pretty graphics in. People will be happy. That's essentially what a sports game is. I buy NBA 2K every freaking year with the same damn graphics, a couple new animations, and my precious updated rosters so I can play as my precious Charlotte Hornets with a precious updated roster. It's stupid. Put the freaking thing on there. Jackasses.
Yeah, sports games.
I like basketball games. That's really all I play, sports games wise.
And I'm speaking of E3. This is a bit of an outdated news, but again, we haven't done the show in 2 weeks. The World Championships. Holy shit! Holy shit on the video, on that reveal video. That was like, I saw that and I'm like, oh my god, Sean must be going crazy. Just that 80s vibe. Although I know you're a 90s kid, but
yeah, might as well have been an 80s kid.
Yeah. Amazing way to announce it. I don't know, you hyped for the World Championships?
Well, the qualifiers started today.
May 30th. Yeah.
I have a Facebook friend who is doing it. I don't recall his name. See if I can find him real quick. But yeah, a very cool. I'm super glad that they used proper games, not like something crazy or something necessarily new. So that's very cool. Yeah, very, very stoked about it. Oh my goodness, they just announced some shit for Bloodstained.
Oh, what they announced?
Digital and physical copies available, Pro Controller support, gamepad map with annotations, gamepad off screenplay, Miiverse social integration, in-game Mii support. Available to all backers at $28 plus tiers. Son of a bitch, I have to go get that now.
Did you just drift into the Bloodstained subject? Like we were on the World Championships here, and you just kind of.
It was just announced. This is breaking news here on Class versus Crass, the only web show where you're going to get breaking news
on Nintendo stuff.
On anything. There was a Somalian baby.
Oh no! Let's not start turning to news. All right, you're talking about it. Give us an overview. What's Bloodstained? Why should we be excited about it?
Bloodstained is the spiritual successor to Castlevania when Castlevania did not suck. There was a point in time when Castlevania did not suck. Castlevania does not suck at for handhelds, but let's face it, console Castlevanias do suck. So the NES ones were great, the Super Nintendo ones were great. Castlevania Symphony of the Night was great. Castlevania Chronicles was great. Pretty much any 2D Castlevania game is a proper Castlevania game. Once they started the 3D bullshit, that's when the series went down the shitter. But Bloodstained is being created by the creator of Castlevania from the NES days, and it is basically the spiritual successor, much like Yooka-Laylee is. A lot of people were pissed because you could get it on the goal for the PS4 and Xbox One was only $500K, whereas the Wii U goal was $3 million. Now you might be saying to yourself, why is that? Well, they are using an engine, Unreal 4, which is not supported by the Wii U officially. So it would have been very hard. It would have been very hard. So obviously they would need money to do that. Now what they did is actually very smart because they are actually outsourcing this port to a newer company that has actually worked on Wii U stuff before. They're a company called Armature. They've worked on Metroid Prime. They've worked on games like Quake. So, a big company. They know what they're doing. So, yeah, I love Castlevania. Castlevania is, one of the greatest series ever. So, very pleased to see this. Very pleased to see this update, actually. That is a huge freaking update. It's great to see that, they've actually planned some stuff. So, yeah, very cool.
So why are you giving these guys a free pass on the platform of choice? So I remember we had a discussion on Kickstarter maybe a few months back, and we were hating on the dev, I forget which one it was, for not for setting such a high price for Wii U. And we're saying if you haven't started the project, pick a platform that's supported across everything and keep the stretch goals the same. Why aren't you being as critical with these guys?
Because they're using a different engine. You're talking about Toe Jam and Earl, which was using just a standard Unity engine, which could have been easily ported. Unreal 4 cannot be easily ported, so a lot more time and effort. I don't like how much it was, but due to the success of the campaign and whatnot, it's cool with me. But yeah, I mean, it did suck. 3 million is a lot, but Unreal 4, you're gonna have to. It's gonna take a lot of work, and you have to figure it's gonna be extra money because you're actually hiring extra people outsourcing it. So it makes sense in the grand scheme of things.
Okay, just wanted some clarification there.
Yeah. I mean, Pokemon Monroe is still bullshit. I'm glad that's not coming to consoles. Like, get out of here with that.
Did that fail? What happened to that? I didn't follow up on that.
It got PC only, which it'll probably end up coming to consoles. But yeah, it got PC only.
Mm-hmm. So another spiritual successor, which is a massive success on Kickstarter. Does the industry know what gamers really want, or is this just a niche group that Kickstarter is connecting with? That's kind of a thinking out loud / question.
What was your question? I'm
all right. So we're seeing
typing up the news story. You could talk for like 3 minutes. Awesome.
No, don't be writing news on our podcast. Delegate that.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'm trying to get it done.
Whoa. All right. Okay. Sorry. We're seeing spiritual success. Spiritual successor after spiritual success. Mighty Number 9 came out, bam, instant success. Shovel Knight, I don't know if it was ever labeled a spiritual successor. Ukulele, bam. What's this one again? Bloodstained. Another spiritual success. Like 2015 is starting to become the year of spiritual successors. Everyone's doing one. I think there's even a comic with like Crash Bandicoot crying that, where's my spiritual successor? But like we're seeing a lot of these succeed, and I'm just saying, like, can I even ask you a question, or are you just too focused? Okay, I'm gonna ask it to the room because Sean's a terrible discussion partner. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that publishers know what we want, or do you guys think that these Kickstarter successes is really just a niche group? Because $3 million is not. It is based on what you.
It is based on what you want. The problem is that people know what kind of games they want to make, but they can't necessarily make them unless someone funds it. Someone like EA, someone like Activision. Okay, those companies don't necessarily make games, they publish games. They have the money, the resources to promote these games. So if they don't like your game will not ever come out. And that's why Kickstarter is a double-edged blade, because for every piece of shit thing that comes out of Kickstarter that pisses me off, it's still a great way to have creative freedom, have complete creative freedom of your project. Also, let me tell you who the smartest company out of all of this is. Deep Silver. Holy shit, you guys are smart. I'll give you a shout out. I don't give shout outs often, but Deep Silver, you are some clever bastards. If you don't know, Deep Silver is handling the physical release of Mighty Number 9, and now rumor has it, and there's been some documentation that shows that they will be handling the physical release of Bloodstained. Those dudes just made a shit ton of money for literally just being a publisher. And Deep Silver, I might not like every game you make. I might not like, the Dead Island series that much, but you guys are smart as hell, and hats off to you. Talk.
There we go. We just saw what Sean looks like without his hat. People were asking that at the beginning.
Right.
Talk. I don't know. I'm running out of time. We're actually in the last 15 minutes of the podcast where we usually take questions. We have covered every topic that's kind of been a big one. We kind of went off the rails with the World Championship. The video was cool. We didn't talk about it. I think the World Championship was confirmed that it's actually it's the same World Championship you would find on your 3DS cart of NES Remix, which, if I remember correctly, includes Do you remember what the 3 games were? I know that there's Dr. Mario in there.
Dr. Mario, Super Mario Brothers, and Super Mario Brothers 3? Yes.
Whoa. Why would they have Mario 1 and 3 together? Isn't it the same thing?
I don't know. No. It's completely different games.
No, but you think back to the World Championship in the 90s. You had Mario, which was all about collecting the coins. Then you had the racing game, which was get the best time, and then you had Tetris, which was where you could like maximize your score. In this one, I'm trying to find out what it is. You're right. Yeah, it is Super Mario Brothers 1, 3, and Dr. Mario.
Oh, look, I'm right. What a surprise.
What a surprise, yeah. Well, you know, you eat, drink Nintendo while I'm busy with these events, which is something else I wanted to talk about, but I don't. Yeah. I don't know if people here care about EGL. Enthusiast Gaming Live, the event that kept me busy for 2 months of my life. If you guys do want to hear about it,
yes, I want to hear about it for about 5 minutes.
Sure, yeah, I haven't even really talked about it. So, Enthusiast Gaming. So, Nintendo Enthusiast is actually owned by Enthusiast Gaming. That's our umbrella company. That also owns PlayStation Enthusiast, Xbox Enthusiast, all that busy stuff. So we got into event planning. We got a first event in Toronto. It was called Enthusiast Gaming Live, where we brought a bunch of tournaments together, had some vendors, booths. It was a fun event. It was targeted for gamers. We had tournaments. We had Toryukin, which was there, which is like the FGC scene. We had Smash, Melee, 4. What else did we have? We had some Counter-Strike, Hearthstone, League of Legends, Dota 2. We had a musical performance. We had all this stuff. It was actually really good. Like, we had a big hall, and I wish I had pictures and that I knew how to use Google Hangout effectively to actually show you guys what these pictures are. But since I don't have that, you'll have to make do with my with me using my words. So the event was good. It was a success. Everyone had a lot of fun. It was fun. It was a success. We had big screens to watch stuff, and we are definitely looking at doing something bigger this fall, and maybe move away from Toronto one day and coming to a city near you. So get excited. So there we go. So do line up your questions. We will be doing the question rounds where Sean or I answer your questions, or we just share our opinion on it. We can also do a shout out in the room to get every other people in this room's opinion, because it's not just about us, it's about you guys in the room. If all of you could have a webcam on in this conference, we would do that.
No, we wouldn't.
I would. Sean wouldn't. Sean's kind of mean, but I'd do it. And then I'd ban people. Anyway, so the Soup says they should have more modern games for the NWC, and I totally agree with that.
No.
Like, come on. We're talking about games from the early days of Nintendo, and this is just more... It's highlighting Nintendo's crutch that, hey, remember when we used to be good and popular 20 years ago? Yeah, we're still cool. Play our games from back then. Like, I feel like this was tacked on for E3. They're like, how do we keep up with that momentum of Smash last year, the Smash tourney? And then they came up with this, and it had so much potential. Like, I feel if this was planned properly, they could have had a world championship that actually covered maybe a highlight from each gen. So you went from like NES, SNES, N64, and you have a game covering the whole era of Nintendo, and you do it in a way that's a lot. Right now it's pretty hard to get into the championships. There's only a few locations that you can go. You have to go through Best Buy. If you could have had qualifiers being held in the early part of 2015, you would have had a more awesome tournament. So definitely agree with you, Stu. I think they missed the boat on this.
You can't make it too big, though.
Why not?
Think of how hard it would be to put together.
World Championship. Play Mario 1, 3, and Dr. Mario, or hey, play these 5 games, 2 of which are actually relevant to our modern times. How is that harder? At least that.
I mean, maybe. It'd be a lot of work, though. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying it would have been a lot of work, and I would rather them focus on, like, giving me games and making games and shit than focusing on something that I'm not going to be a part of.
It's not the developer, like, it's not their developing teams that are putting on the world championships. It's their whole marketing.
Yeah, team. I know. I don't know why I said that. God. I just said it, okay? It just came out. Because I'm friggin' done. I'm done typing this up now.
Yeah, that's what you get for multitasking. I'm going to pound you to the ground if your attention drifts.
That sounded lame.
Yeah.
Oh, June. Retron 5. What? Did you not watch my Retron 5 review? Retron 5 is awesome. I've had 0 problems with it. They have redone the system. There's 2 batches. Everything out there is a version 2. fantastic freaking system. Just I'm very pleased with it. Love it to death. And it allows, if you capture footage of any sort, it allows you to capture footage, which is worth its weight in gold.
Yes, to those who don't know, Nintendo's E3 conference digital event is June 16th. That's when we get all the goodies and what we're going to base all of our articles and shows on for the next 5 months.
Did what day does E3 start? Monday?
Well, the World Championships
Or Sunday, right?
The World Championships on Sunday, so you're looking at the 14th. And I will be in Los Angeles that day to cover it for you guys, trying to bring the action as close to you guys as it can. On Monday, you've just got a bunch of pressers. And then the show floor opens on Tuesday, and that's when Nintendo's digital event is. They're also going to have Treehouse. And I think you can also play Mario Maker in Best Buy as part of the E3 to Best Buy Nintendo promotion.
Yeah, but like, is something happening Monday? Only reason I'm asking is because I got that Tuesday off work, but I happen to work that upcoming weekend, so I by default have that Monday off of work too. So I have a 4-day weekend that week.
Right. Well, you know, the E3 week, there's surprises dropping left and right.
That's true, including my precious Devil's Third.
Yeah, because like last year, Nintendo's presser was on a Tuesday, but like they were like releasing a bunch of things off on the side. Like, oh yeah, Star Fox, yeah, it's coming. Star Fox. Oh, Codename Steam. Yeah, that's another game we're working on. Like they were just sliding all these bombs. Like, yeah, we're doing that. So yeah, look forward to that. Any other questions in the chat room?
What do you guys think with the budget of developing a AAA game getting higher and higher as the gaming industry headed towards a crash? No, it's heading towards a reimagination, which is what I have been prophesizing diligently for a while now. So, you know, it's just, there's not going to be as many third parties. A lot of these third party companies are going to move to mobile platforms, and then we'll start, you know, selling their IPs, and you know, the whole gaming landscape will change.
The whole gaming landscape will change, and I think you're going to see a lot of divisions because some people play for gaming, some people play for the visuals, some people play. Like you're going to see esports, which is already growing very quickly. I think that is going to align better with these big publishers than their big marketing campaigns. Because I feel like the esports scene aligns better with that, just because you've got all these crazy sponsorships, these crazy marketing opportunities, and you know, you have a game that you release for an esport, it's going to last longer than 2 months in people's minds. It's going to last years, so it's just a better investment. Does that make sense? Hope so.
Yes. Makes sense.
Yep.
Sounds great.
Do you guys think that Nintendo is heading the same way as these other third-party developers, as in releasing incomplete games like Super Smash Brothers or Splatoon?
No.
Big
no. Super Smash Brothers was not incomplete. Super Smash Brothers, they didn't have to do anything for it, and it would have been fine. They chose to do it, so you know, that's cool. Splatoon is a different case. Splatoon, I believe, is just a
stopgap. It's a stopgap.
Yeah, poor planning is the word I was looking for. I mean, the E3 build last year was 10% complete, so you got to figure this is probably 9 months of work, and they probably, as they were making it, has realized, oh, I want to add this, I want to add this, we need to do this, we should try this. So it's a casualty of, you know, of development cycle. It's a casualty of poor planning. Thankfully, the game came out really well for the most part.
It did. I don't think it was so much poor planning as it was a need. They needed a game. They had Kirby come out. The Wii U got what this year? Kirby and Mario Party.
Mm.
And you know, those aren't strong brands that you can market around.
Well, wait a second. Mario Party has been selling like freaking crazy, and I don't understand why, because it's not good. It's not great, but
6 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen, by Sean Long.
Yep. But wow, very surprised at how well that's selling. You know, that's something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So are they heading?
No, I don't think so.
I think Nintendo likes to pride themselves in the definition of quality, and if they lose that, they lose their soul, and then it's all downhill from that. And I think they recognize that. So I don't think we're going to see them slide as bad as the AAA. Like, you're pretty much seeing them acknowledge that the game is incomplete by giving you all of this content for free, and that's not just Nintendo, because other games had DLC on the Wii U and they've charged for it. So this is really them just saying like, yeah, here's goodies, but we all know what it is.
Yeah.
Do you have another question?
Animal Crossing Wii U. That's a big thing that's been going on. I would love to see it, but only if they do it right. They have to. They have to make the jump. They have to make the jump with Animal Crossing. It's time for Animal Crossing to make the jump. And I think you guys know what kind of jump I'm talking about, but it needs to be more modern. It needs to be bigger. It needs to have more. Me. Right. GameCube was fantastic. DS, fantastic. The Wii version I played for like a week and was like, I'm going to stab my eye out. And the 3DS version I only sampled briefly because I saw that not much had changed. So little tweaks and whatnot. No, bullshit. You need to go not necessarily in a new direction, but in a different direction. You could take the core gameplay and expand upon it. Make it a huge freaking world where when I go outside, my neighbor is a real life person. You know what I'm saying? Like integrate stuff. And I think it's good. I almost think that we would have seen Animal Crossing sooner if this DNA stuff wasn't happening behind the scenes. Because DNA, let's face it, is the company that can provide the online source code to make it really good. So, yeah. Do I think we'll see it at E3? I do.
I don't. Can I say that I'm not excited for Animal Crossing?
What
gets you excited about Animal Crossing? Like, I would not expect you of all people to enjoy Animal Crossing, because I can't. Like, to me, Animal Crossing is a design game. I can't just imagine you being like, oh, what's the wallpaper that would look nice in my living room?
Nah, dude, because I don't do bullshit like that. I'd be collecting, like, I remember on the DS. Nah, dude, on the DS version, like, I had a room that was the Metroid room, and I had all these Metroids lined up against the wall, and I had a Samus wallpaper and, like, all sorts of cool shit. And that's how I would design my house. Like, I would have like specific rooms, and it was awesome. So I like stuff like that.
Okay. That's still, I don't know. I'd rather do it in my own room than a digital room.
Yeah, it doesn't cost money though.
True. We had a question again, Big Dan asking some good questions tonight. We got, what do you guys think about developers focusing more on graphics than gameplay or story or replay value? I think
it's been happening since the last gen, the PS3, Xbox 360.
We all know what's happening. What do you think about it?
Stupid. Good. Well done. Yeah, it's pretty damn stupid because you're basically making interactive movies that may sell initially well, but you're damaging your image.
It makes good promo material. When you're promoting a game, all you've got are the visuals.
True.
You can't be like, try the game. Well, yeah, I mean, you can as a demo, but like, the early promotion is all that. I had a whole panel actually at EGL that was with film enthusiasts versus gaming enthusiasts. It was all about that, graphics and video games trying to be too much like film, and film trying to take video games for an easy buck. It's an interesting panel. That's going to be uploaded. What do we think about it? What do I think about it? I think it's ridiculous. You don't understand gamers. You don't understand the industry that is gaming if you're focusing on graphics over gameplay or anything for that matter.
Right. Agreed.
Yep. Any other questions?
Do we think we'll see more Project Treasure, hopefully, because we don't know anything about it? Yeah, that'd be swell. Do you think Zelda will be at E3? It'll be mentioned, but it ain't going to be the focus.
I think we'll have some stations. I think you're going to have a little exploration world for Zelda. Some demo stations.
No.
You had Mario Maker at E3 last year that people could play, and it's still not
And?
released. And it's still not released. It's still not released. I think that they could easily show Zelda as a way to remind people that there's this hot game coming. Because not everyone is a Nintendo enthusiast. You got to remind people that, hey, we got this awesome game coming.
Yeah, I guess.
So it's not going to be promoted highly, I think. You will get maybe a new trailer, maybe a mention. I wouldn't be surprised to see it playable at E3, like a little section. That'd be cool.
Nope.
It's more likely than the NX, that's for sure. Mortal Kombat.
What else do we have here? I don't know. I guess. Are you guys happy that Nintendo kind of admitting that the Wii U is a flop?
Whoa, big question.
I mean,
are they admitting it?
They're not really. It's a flop in terms of status quo. It is not a flop in terms of making money because it has made money. If something makes money, you can't necessarily. I mean, it might not meet expectations, but if something is making you money, if you spend $1 and you get back $2, that's not a flop. In some people's eyes, it might be a flop, but to others, it won't be. So I don't necessarily think it is a flop. It's a flop in terms of maybe massive sales. It's a flop in terms of the Wii to Wii U sales base, but it's making money. So
it's not gaining the respect of the general industry, which is a massive shame because it has an awesome library, and gamers are just misled. I think they're misled to believe that pretty graphics makes a good game, and that they're just not willing to accept gameplay over everything else.
The thing is, the Wii U does have like really good graphics at times. Like
at times,
I mean, name me okay, Bayonetta 2 is a damn good looking game. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, a damn good looking game. There's just different levels. There's different levels of of what, basically what you're saying is the realistic looking graphics, right? Because let's
the realistic,
because Sunset Overdrive was one of the best games for the Xbox One, and that flopped out the ass because it had a kiddie look. It's stupid, man. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's all judging a book by its cover. People want realistic stuff.
Poor marketing. Poor marketing. Poor marketing.
It's poor marketing too. Yeah.
Well, they said it like 3 times in the room. So
I see that. Yeah. Here's our next console. We call it the same thing as our predecessor and only show a controller, which looks like a tablet. Oh, God. I know. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, Nintendo doesn't really care because they're posting profits. And
they are posting profits, so,
the industry changes. At least they're not coming out and saying it's a legacy platform or some shit like that, right?
Where's that? There we go.
That was funny.
The cricket was funny. All right, so Sean, if you got, unless you got anything else to wrap up, we are at the hour mark, a little bit over. If we have any other questions, we'll take them. Sean, if you have any other thing that you wanted to touch up on. Did you get the chance to visit Nintendo World? You were through New York on your trip last week.
Nope.
Well, then, nothing interesting to talk about there.
Well, what happened was they closed at 8 on the night I got up there, and I got up there at 8:20, and they didn't open till 10, and I had to be at the train station at 10:30 on the day I left. So,
yeah, it's a shame. It's a cool store. It's a cool store.
I mean, I've been there before. I've been there probably 5-6 times, but I haven't been in a while.
All right. So we good to wrap this up, or do you want to take anything else?
No, I think we're good.
All right. So thanks everyone for watching the Nintendo podcast, Class vs. Crass. If you're just catching us at the end, or you want to see this again, or you really just don't care about watching our faces, you can find the MP3 file at SoundCloud, which is in the description. And for your future viewing needs, you can find it there at soundcloud.com/Nintendo-enthusiasts. We usually have the most recent 6 episodes there, and they sound much better. They go up about an hour or so after we wrap up the live version. Again, thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks for bringing your question, and we'll see you next time on Class vs. Crass. Take it easy. This is where you say bye.
Oh, I thought you were just doing it yourself because we didn't do like I wasn't even looking. I was talking in the chat room because usually we do like check this out, check that out, or whatever. But you didn't do it.
All right, what should we be checking out? Besides your Patreon or your personal YouTube page.
So I have a Patreon page. Someone asked about it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Patreon.com/Sean Long, SHAWNLONG. Some cool stuff on there. As you can see in the chat room, I have been commenting from a different account. And so if you have not subscribed to that, just click it, hit subscribe. If you like retro shit, there's a bunch of cool shit on there. Make sure you watch Week in Review, which came out earlier today. A lot of good stuff in there. And yeah, that's about it.
All right. And yeah, for me, just, check out Gamer Alley. There's some new episodes going up there, and there's a new episode going up next week as well. And the new Wii 100 is on the way too, so do check out for that. All right. Take care, guys. See you all next week.
Bye.